Welcome back to Super Sister Signs, your best friend's pod. Yours? Yeah, that's right. Your best friend podcast where we talk life, love, and a little bit of astrology. I am your no-nonsense Capricorn co-host, Juanita.
And I am your cozy, compassionate Cancer co-host, Brooke. And today I'm dying to talk to my best friend. So I'm glad you introed it that way. I just want us to feel like you, the listeners, I want you guys to feel like your friends are just talking in the other room.
We're talking to you, our friends.
Yeah. So you're our friends. We're your friends. Get over it.
Get over it.
Shut up.
Shut up. How was your week?
It was good. It was
Sing a song to
busy.
me about your week.
Spooky season, it's coming in fast. It's coming in scary. I want it to last.
Ooh.
It is my favorite. It's Halloween. The season is dark and you won't believe the spooky magic that lives in the shadows. The veil is thinner and I don't know what rhymes with shadows.
Wow.
Thank you. I really just kind of sang a song about
Halloween.
October and Halloween, but that I'm like, I have something to scream about. No face move, but I'm like, really, it's news that I'm very excited to share, and that I actually technically did share with you in a group chat, and you don't know about it.
Right. Because I famously always have my group chats muted.
Yeah. But I'm like really excited that I get to reveal this to you live on the podcast. So
I forgot that I have a
I shouldn't
reveal
have-
coming.
I shouldn't have ruined anything.
That's okay.
We'll get to it later. Maybe you'll forget again.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really, if I wasn't going to scream about that, I was just going to scream about how excited I am that it's October and that it's like officially spooky season.
And kind of cooling down.
It's cooling down. It's really nice. It's really nice. I have been kind of leaning into my like middle school impulses lately, where like when I was in middle school, I was really into like fantasy and like it was more like dragons and like medieval stuff, but I was also really into like fairies and like low-key witchcraft, but I didn't like really know that what I was into was witchcraft, but I was like collecting little rocks and like like learning how to do spells.
Pre-crystal, Brooke.
Yeah, I was like little baby. I was like still kind of crystals.
Rocks have to mean something, right?
Yeah. They mean something. And so lately I've really just been leaning into like things that like content wise, things that are like maybe not like necessarily quality, but like still like kind of like I've been leaning into like trash, like fantasy trash, but like to soothe my childhood soul, and it's been
That's beautiful.
awesome. It's been really fun.
Is that a reference to the book that you're reading right now?
Well, actually, I've been reading that series for about a year. I think I started it last Halloween because it is a currently 10-book series, but it is like a cozy mystery series.
And it's called?
It's called the Magical Bakery Mystery Series. And the protagonist is this witch who's like a hereditary witch. She didn't know she was a witch.
Hereditary by Ari Aster?
Not like that. It's not scary. Don't even think about it. Don't even worry about it. It's not scary.
A movie I watched on a plane for the first time, which is crazy.
Crazy. That's a crazy movie to watch on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Good fun movie though. And it's fun.
It's good.
We won't spoil it here.
No.
But watch it.
But imagine that part on a plane. And I'm just like
And you just have to deal with
in
it
a middle seat
by yourself. To deal with that to deal with that scene by yourself, already hard. Then to do it on a plane in a middle seat is comical. It's like a Tim Robinson sketch.
Yeah.
Anyway, the mystery series is really cozy, but I also started watching A Discovery of Witches, which is on Netflix, originally AMC, originally a book trilogy called something else. And it's not good, but I'm like addicted to it.
Joe mentioned that you were watching this while you were parking when he got to Shabbat, and he brought it up, and I said that you have kind of an unparalleled commitment to continuing to watch mediocre content.
Yes.
Like, you will not stop watching something.
If I'm committed to like the characters, like if you've got me enough to care about what happens to these fictional creatures, which they've
well,
got
then
me.
they've succeeded in making something good.
Yeah,
I guess, for you.
Good enough.
Yeah.
So that is kind of what I mean more when I'm like, ugh, I'm just gonna kind of leaning into my like trashy like trash TV era, because like reality TV for me is not trash TV. That's
No.
like,
well, I think anything you like is not trash.
no.
Just like period. No guilty pleasures, only pleasures.
You're right.
Is my motto.
Ugh, you're right.
So nothing you like is trash.
I was gonna try to defend it, but you're just right.
I know.
How dare I call it trash?
It's not.
It's my sexy vampire witch show.
Yeah.
And don't come for me.
No, we won't.
There's 3 seasons and I'll watch all of them. I swear to God.
Anyone ever comes for you for liking anything you like, they are a miserable person with no personality.
Yeah.
If you have that strong of opinion on something that like someone else is watching and you're like,
just
that's
brings them joy.
Icky. Don't watch it. No.
Grow up.
You can watch things I hate. Watch it. I love that you love it.
Yeah.
I won't do it. That's my boundary.
Yeah. Wait, how do you know the Discovery Witches is mediocre? You just knew.
I think Joe alluded to you kind of being like ambivalent about it in some way.
Yes, totally.
And then that's what made me be like, oh yeah. Because I've turned off so many shows that you have continued watching.
That is true. Charmed. Which
Charmed, Wednesday, kind of like those like
the spooky girl stuff really gets me good.
I love spooky season. I love those types of things, so I do start them because I expect to like them, and then there's just something about it. It's not because of the theming. It is the show itself not being able to hold my attention.
Yeah. Cuz Wednesday I'll fight for. Wednesday for me, quality. But there are some other shows where I'm like, I'm not going to fight for this show because I know there's something about this show that is just like hitting a nerve for me nostalgia-wise.
Mm-hmm.
It is like The Good Witch, for example, an actual Hallmark show that I gobbled all 7 seasons of.
Oh my God.
Because it was just like so comforting. It was like Possum's little orange blanket that he suckles on.
Mm-hmm.
Just put on The Good Witch and send me to bed.
I get it. That's like any competition reality show for me. It doesn't matter whether they're competing. It could be sewing, photography, baking, walking. It could literally be anything. And that, I think it's the formulas, right?
Yeah.
So the formula of maybe a mini challenge, a main challenge, an adjudication, an elimination. That is very, I don't like to rewatch those shows, but knowing the formula is very comforting for me. So maybe there's something going on there that is.
It's absolutely, it's the formula. It's the, something about also like the content, like the vampire rules in like different kinds of content, like the witch, like the rules of the universe for like these like creature characters is like so fun to be like, well, in this Discovery of Witches is like vampires, witches, and demons exist on Earth. Delightful. And we are also watching the TV version of Interview with a Vampire. We just started the 2nd season, which I highly recommend to all of our listeners and to you. And you and I just watched the movie Interview with a Vampire.
It was the first time I had seen that.
Yeah. Delightful romp.
Yeah.
And they have like, some things are true, some are not. Like I think like garlic is like not a thing in that universe, but
coffins unfortunately are.
Yeah. And like sunlight is.
Yeah.
But then like in a Discovery of Witches, like the hot main vampire is like standing in some sun, and the hot witch protagonist is like something about the sun, and he's like, don't believe everything you read. Like, so there's like some rules, and like also garlic doesn't affect them, but like
it's fun to have a baseline and then kind of see where they extrapolate from.
It's fun, you guys. I'm just having fun,
and I celebrate that. I love that.
Yeah.
Continue to watch it.
I will.
Okay. I want to sing you a song, and these are just things that I'm really not going to elaborate on, but I have to touch on.
You won't elaborate on them at all?
I mean, I guess I could, but it's just like they're not in my moments.
Okay, yeah.
But we have to touch on
I
them.
just had one of those, so I feel like you should have one of those.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Sing it.
Got a parking ticket, forgot that it was on a street with a meter. Didn't set my alarm nor a reminder. When I went out to check my car, it had a ticket at 12:30 p.m. And ticketing starts supposedly at 8 a.m. And I checked the ticket and it was 40 minutes prior. If I had remembered an hour earlier, I wouldn't have got the ticket. That same day, I went to throw something away, and what did I find in my trash can? Little maggots squirming around, wormy worms all worming around, and it made me wretch, and I was all alone because my roommate went to San Luis Obispo for her birthday, and I had to deal with the worms by myself, and I went, bleh, bleh, bleh. And I went to Palm Springs. That's my song.
Wow, that was stunning. Did you come up with that in advance?
No,
you just knew you needed.
I knew some topics I needed to touch on, and then
it was beautiful.
It kind of unfolded in a way that I didn't know.
I love your songs. I do not want to have any follow-up questions. But I do have one, and it's, how was Palm Springs?
It was so nice. I went with Vince. I thought, because I put a kibosh on 24-hour plane trips.
Yeah.
Right? When we went to Austin, I was like, we're never doing that again.
Yeah.
We're going to go to a place. We're going to go to a place.
Yeah.
And I think I unfortunately thought that just was a rule for trips that involve planes.
But now
it's kind of any trip. We're doing 2 nights.
Yeah.
Because I had to be back, unfortunately, for a rehearsal. So we had to come back the next day. Which sucks because it just wasn't enough time.
No, it's really not.
It just wasn't enough time. But it was a lovely day. Like, we got there and we had breakfast and we drove around like all of like the rich houses with beautiful doors.
Ooh,
you know about those?
No.
Like, there are like neighborhoods of like, you know, ultra wealthy people, and they have these very mid-century modern homes, and it's kind of like they all agreed to have like a fun door.
Okay.
So they have like bright colored doors, cool doorknobs, light fixtures. It's very cool.
That sounds awesome.
And there's like, I guess, a famous pink door that people take pictures of. So Vince was like, I want to take a picture of you in front of the pink door.
Aww.
So we went to the pink door, and there was like another couple taking pictures in front of the pink door. And then we took our pictures, and then like another couple rolls up.
That's so funny.
It was kind of like when we went to Sir, and I had him take a picture of me, and at like under the Sir sign or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it was before we taking a picture, and it was just like all night, just like boyfriends taking pictures of their girlfriends at Sir.
Yeah. It's just a revolving door.
Yeah.
It's really darling. That's so sweet.
It was good. And then he got us massages.
Oh,
we went
so nice.
We went to the pool, and then we got massages.
Oh my God, how was your massage?
Really relaxing. I was so blissed out. It was great. We had a really like cool, beautiful dinner at a restaurant that used to be Cary Grant's estate.
Hello.
So that was cool.
That is really cool.
And we got like a nightcap, and the pool area at our hotel was 24 hours. So we did a late night jacuzzi. It was great, but then we had to get up and leave, you know? So no more one night trips.
No more.
Period. It doesn't matter if you're driving or flying. No more.
No more. It's just not enough.
We're too old for that.
We had a kind of a similar experience. We went to Palm Springs for Joe's birthday like last year or 2 years ago or something. No, last year. Not this most recent birthday. The one before. You did not move here. You did not live here yet.
Oh, that's true.
And we went with the wives, and we didn't stay overnight. Like, we just drove there in the morning. It was a mistake. As soon as we were there, we were like, this was
Why didn't you just get a hotel?
I don't know. We thought we could do like a day trip.
No.
And then immediately we were like, no, this is where you like drink and go to the pool and have dinner and sleep.
And you move it. It's just so slowly.
It's
like a wee spa, but a town.
A very fun place. It was like fun. It was a fun trip, but we were like, not enough time.
No.
Not enough time.
No.
So we
That's
should all
also
go back
so
to
hot.
We should go back to Palm Springs and stay for days and days.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so hot.
Especially for Joe's birthday, that would have been really hot.
Hot as hell.
Yeah.
So we'll go back.
So there's that. Okay, now we can do our Capricorn and Cancer moment of the week. Okay, my Capricorn moment is kind of related to something that we've already touched on.
Please.
Which is I have a disdain and impatience for fantasy worlds in which I cannot understand what's going on. And there's something in my brain that is preventing me from knowing anything about Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. And I've tried. I've seen all the Lord of the Rings. Do I know what happened? Absolutely not. Bad ring, walk to volcano, throw in ring. Why did it take 3 movies? I don't know. Star Wars, I've seen all the original Star Wars. Like the old ones and then the whatever.
The first
seen the
6.
6.
Yeah.
And I've like even tried rewatching some of them for men. Mistake.
Mistake.
I don't know what's going on. Darth Vader is bad. Fly a ship. Shoot someone. The Death Star. Stormtrooper bad. Palpatine ugly and bad. Like, what is going on? I watched all of Game of Thrones season 1. Followed it pretty much. Started season 2. All of a sudden had no idea what anyone's name is. All of a sudden, I have no idea where we are or what we're doing. I have an inability to follow geopolitics on a made-up planet in a made-up dimension where everyone's name is Sokin Pantai, you know? Like, God forbid reading it. If I have to read, like, Lord of the Rings and I have to be, like, the blank blanc, I have to, like, carry the ring to blank blanc, and then, God forbid, I'm in a cave with Sheba donks. Like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it, and I don't like it.
It is your Capricorn moment of the week.
Because we were talking about this at Shabbat, and our Virgo friend has the exact same qualm.
Exactly.
And our Leo friend suggested, kind of unrelated to our signs, but suggested that maybe when we're presented with information that we just have to trust and that will become clear eventually, I guess, then that is like a lack of control that is frustrating. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's that, then like, yeah, I need control.
Yeah.
I need to be able to know what someone's name is.
Yeah.
We watched Interview with a Vampire that night. I'm like, okay, Louis, Claudia.
Yeah.
They're in San Francisco.
Yeah.
They're in Heard of it.
Heard of it. Heard of it.
I need to have heard of it, or it needs to kind of jog something that is familiar in my brain.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that makes me a space racist. But I can't do it and I won't do it.
And you shouldn't have to. I'm not going to make you.
Thank you.
Or I'm going to try to not make you. I don't think I generally like watch things that are set underground in a colony run by wolf witches and go, this was made for Juanita. Actually, I'm thinking specifically of, there is a, like, I think it's a book that's part of a series.
Okay.
It's extremely long. Joe and I started listening to the audio book, like, when we started moving out here. We haven't finished at all, because we have listened to it in, like, very few contexts.
Yeah.
But it's all about this, like, post-apocalyptic multi-planet world where they're, like, people who live underground. And, like, it's just, like, everything that you would be, like... I have a really hard time kind of following, because it's also... We're listening to the audiobook in, like, weird spurts where, like, months have passed in between, and then we have to, like, clock back into what is going on.
No, it's too much to learn. You're asking me to learn too much when I need to learn the story. But if I need to learn a whole new language to follow the story, I'm out. And I'm good at languages.
The geopolitics of it all is
I just like
too much.
And it's always about war.
Boring.
I don't care about war. Mm-mm. Also, it's so annoying because everyone who's like jerking off to Star Wars is also I won't say everyone because like Star Wars is deeply popular. I have a deeply unpopular opinion about Star Wars. But like so much popular media about like resistance and fascism goes over every single person's head. Yeah. It's like, you're a stormtrooper, my guy.
You are.
You're sucking Darth Vader's dick. Mm-hmm. But you think you're Han Solo? Get fucked.
That is an extremely apt observation. And true. I actually think the only piece of Star Wars content worth watching is Andor, and it's because it's the only one that does even like a remotely good job at being like an actual like piece of media that tells a good story about fascism. But it's the only one that even makes an attempt, and I'm still not telling you to watch it.
No, and I won't.
I'm just saying it's the only one that I have watched and been able to enjoy and follow along. You just have to get me with something actually good. Get me with something good.
Oh, and speaking of Star Wars, another gripe I have is in the Disney parks when you're in the Star Wars area, nothing is marked in English.
Crazy.
Everything is labeled with triangles. Even the rides. How do I know how to get to the Rise of Punky Bonk? Like, where are the signs? Resistance Ewok. No. Let me read it. The bathrooms are in, like, squares.
That's crazy.
That is the last thing I'll say about that. But that is my Capricorn moment of the week. What is your Cancer moment?
Less of a moment, more of a lifetime. Oh. I've been really, especially this week, getting deep into the organizational bones of this house, and it has been so satisfying. I'm just like nesting beyond recognition.
You're planting roots.
Yeah.
The claws are coming out.
Yeah. I'm going into the craft closet, which has become sort of just like a closet that's like full of everything you might need to do an art or craft or like a house project in any way. So it has like all of our tools and like cleaning supplies and stuff. It's a mess, but it has a ton of potential. Joe hung all these pegboards. He like took the legs off a desk and mounted it to the wall. Like it's and there's also all these like built-in shelves. So it's like really amazing potential to be like an incredible like mini workshop, which is the dream. But everything was like super unorganized, and like we've been having parties and just everything is everywhere. And I said enough this week. I finally like something clicked in. Something I thought would happen during Virgo season, but here we are in Libra season, and I said I need to make everything cute now. I need to make everything easily accessible and equitable now.
Enough. You can't keep living like this.
No, I can't. Oh. And a little bit of it is actually in disarray because we had another party last night.
You can't stop posting.
But I can feel that we've taken a great leap as a family, and now I'm like, this is good. The house is like getting in order.
Well, the kitchen looked amazing last night. It's the best I'd ever seen the kitchen. I was stunned.
Thank you. Worked really hard on it.
It's beautiful. I walked in, I was like, whoa. And at a party, the kitchen looks like this.
In theory, it will stay looking like that.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait. So, not really a moment, just kind of like a whole vibe.
That's awesome. Really I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
That's great.
Okay. Can we please talk about why we're...
Yes, why? You're dying to... Oh my god, the reveal! I forgot that I'm getting a reveal! What's happening?
I'm screaming. Because on Thursday morning, Joe and I had to take Possum, our little baby child, to the vet to get neutered.
Yeah.
Cut his little penis and balls off. And not his penis, just his balls. And we had been preparing for this day. We like bought him a soft little cone so he looks like a pumpkin and he can't lick his little wounds. So we bring him into this clinic, which is like a clinic that the adoption agency works with. So we haven't been here before, but it's like somewhere in like Mission Hills. We like drive, we like put Possum in his little backpack and we drive out there and we bring him in and we're like, oh, okay, Possum. And it's like very unceremonial. They're like, what's your pet's name? And we're like, Possum. And they like put a little label on it and then they're like, okay, we'll call you when he's ready. And we're like, okay. It was like 10:30 or something. It could take like up to 6 hours. We had no idea. Yeah, we were like, we could be picking up Possum in like a couple hours or like way later, but like probably around 6 because there's like pre-surgery and the surgery itself is very minimal. And then there's like recovery time. But we didn't really know what to expect. So then some hours go by. We like have our day. They call us. We go in to pick him up. And we go up to the front desk and I'm like letting Joe kind of take the lead because originally like when we adopted Possum, it was because he was like, I want a little kitten and I want to raise them and blah, blah, blah. And they hand Joe this form that has like all these instructions on like how long the pain medication will last and like how long they need to not lick their wounds and like the stitches are dissolvable and stuff. We're reading it very carefully and he's like initialing and then he sees that like, oh, the back of a staple is on the right corner of this like packet that I've been given. So this is the back of a packet and he flips it over. And on the front is a Post-it that says change gender. And on the form underneath it is like Possum's entry form. And it has been marked male and that has been crossed out. And they've circled female.
What?
And Joe looked up at the receptionist and said, maybe this is a crazy question, but is Possum a girl? And the receptionist said, yep.
Okay. Wait, why did you think Possum was a boy?
Because that is what the adoption agency told us.
Oh.
And we never realized that he doesn't have a little penis or balls. Because we just thought he was so baby. But he was actually a she. And so we started like kind of low-key screaming in the reception room because we felt so tricked. We'd been lying to our friends for months about this little boy.
Also, you were so excited for a little boy.
Yeah, we could not stop talking.
You.
We couldn't stop talking about our son.
No wonder
our loving son.
No wonder Possum is a freak.
Yep.
Because Possum is a she.
Yes.
A she-cat.
Yes.
A little freaky she-cat.
No wonder Beans, the other girl, does not like her. Will not tolerate her for 1 second. Because girl cats are famously territorial.
Oh my god. What are Possum's pronouns now?
So, we've talked about this because originally, this is what's so wild. Originally, we were like, we want to get a little girl kitten. We just thought a little girl would be so sweet.
Yeah.
Because we made some assumptions.
Yeah.
And then we're like, in the little adoption zone, we're meeting Possum. We're like falling in love with this absolute angel creature who is named Kane and has been identified as a little boy kitten.
What?
Because when they're so young, you can't really sex them. Okay. So ultimately, I guess they just kind of made a guess and like kept going with it. And then like nobody, like by the time we actually adopted Possum, it was like probably someone could have been like, oh, this is a girl. They don't have any external genitals. They're smooth as a Ken doll down there. But we just like never noticed because Frank and Beans were both fixed when I got them. So I've just like never really thought about it. I've never known what to look for. And Frank is a little Ken doll down there. So I was just like, yeah, they're doing it like while he's still baby. Like, anyway. So we thought we wanted a little girl and then we fell in love with Possum. And then we like talked to the owner of the like adoption agency who was like, yeah, and like boy kittens can actually be really sweet and like all this stuff is true, but like we just were like, oh, like, we made all these assumptions about wanting a little girl, and then we like fell in love with this cat, and like this cat is obviously Possum. Like, I guess we're gonna get a little son. And then we would just like sometimes we would quote unquote misgender Possum and accidentally call them she just around the house because they have feminine energy as well as Possum energy and as well as masculine energy. And we had actually like floated the like we were like, we can't be that couple that like uses they them pronouns for our cat, but like Possum gives non-binary and has since the day they came home.
You have a trans cat.
Yeah. And then Possum comes out in her little backpack with her little shaved belly and her little tubes tied, her ovaries gone or whatever they do. And I feel like my cat just had gender affirming surgery. We like brought her home. She's like stumbling around in her little pumpkin cone. We're like adjusting to calling her. Like, it was wild. But we are like when Frank and Possum would hang out, sometimes I would affectionately call them the boys.
Yeah.
And now when Possum and Frank are together, they're the boys, and when Beans and Possum are together, they're the girls. It's just
Possum's just non-binary.
Possum is just non-binary. So that was my big reveal. Can you believe that you didn't know that?
Well,
I've actually been purposely not using he him pronouns when referencing Possum since I found out around you, even though I've been keeping
and I've never noticed it.
I've been expertly using the English language to trick you.
And I walked in, saw Possum and their pumpkin cone, and was like, oh.
I was worried you were going to see the belly, and then no. Because I feel like it's...
I just am not looking.
No, and her belly wasn't out, but...
I'm just not looking.
Their belly wasn't out. So crazy.
That, when I think I know the truth.
We all did.
Wow.
So...
What a swatch-a-roo.
It was bonkarinos.
How did I miss that in the group chat?
I don't know. I texted Possum is a girl, and we immediately got like what? Period. And like just a handful of responses. But then it was buried in all of this other gossip about the Chicago con artist.
Oh, which I've just kind of been like letting go.
Yeah. So you just missed it.
I missed it.
It was perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm really glad I got to reveal that to you.
What a switch up. And I love a twist.
Yeah. Isn't that a twist?
You have a trans cat.
Yeah.
Trans rights.
Trans rights. For everyone.
For everyone, even cats.
Even cats. Even Possum.
Yay.
It really explains a lot about a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot about a lot.
Like, truly a lot about a lot. But Possum's still a darling.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been healing so well. And they've been wearing their little pumpkin cone. And that's it.
Doing great.
Doing great. So, what are you screaming, crying, and or throwing up about, huh?
I was at work last night at a restaurant. It's a really good restaurant. The food is good. Kind of every night someone is asking, hey, do you sell this salad dressing? Do you sell this chili paste? Like, people like it that much? And I get it. But, like, if you like it that much, why are you trying to buy a bottle of salad dressing, go home and try to approximate the salad? You're gonna fail. What you should really be doing is buying a plate and sitting down and tipping your server. Buy some hospitality. Stop trying to get these flavors at home. You can't. Support a small local business.
Do it.
I'm not going to sell you a bottle of chili paste when you can come and enjoy a gorgeous slice of pizza with spicy paste.
Come on.
What would you even put it on at home? Your ham sandwich?
Yeah.
Get real.
Also, if you're desperate, if you're absolutely dying, you're at death's door, you need to eat your food at home. Order takeout.
Order takeout if you need to be at home so bad.
So fucking
but
bad.
I know it's not because you want to be home. I know it's because you're cheap. I know it's because you don't want to be a repeat patron at our establishment and you would rather have a less good version at home. when you should be supporting a small local business.
It's an honor and a privilege to be a regular.
You wish you were a regular. But no, you're too busy. You're too busy making a ham sandwich at home and bypassing the percentage tip suggestions to tip me 10%, you cheapskate.
You little bitch.
You cheapskate.
You cheap little bitch.
You order like a full pizza, get a couple beers with your girlfriend, bills $45. Nothing, by the way, eating out. And you custom tip amount me $5?
That makes me sick.
I'm sick. Buy a plate.
$5.
And tip at least 20%. And guess what?
What?
Our machine doesn't account for tax on the tip percentage. And it should.
So
throw on 25%.
Maybe go on and just tip 30 while you're at it. Because tax is like 10% these days.
Yeah. Huh. And you think I don't know what you're tipping? You think I don't look?
You're wrong.
You're wrong. You think I'm not looking at the little handheld the second I walk away? Transactions. Click. What'd you give me, you fuck?
Judgment.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And I notice when you tip well. Put that on the record.
Let the record show it.
I know. And I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I had a park ranger visiting from Yosemite the other day, sitting at the bar by himself.
Oh.
Got a couple beers, got some food. Had $80 bill, $20 tip.
And
that's what you should be doing.
He's not even getting paid right now because the government is shut down. And he can still tip you whatever that math is.
You know what? Once in Chicago, I was working at my first restaurant job, and it was the 4th of July. It was really, really busy. And I had 2 people at my table. I think they were homeless. And they paid in cash, and they tipped 20%. And I remember that holiday that I had my last table, there was this drunk guy complaining about how long the food was taking because he couldn't comprehend time because he was so drunk. And got so mad at me. It was my last table after I had like a 10-hour day, maybe longer, and like the Chicago heat. Tips me nothing. I'm just like, you're just a bad person if you're not tipping 20%.
It's like always the most entitled, worst people are the ones who do it in the first place. Like the people who are listening to this podcast are not the ones who are not tipping 20%. And if you are, start tipping 20%.
On takeout too.
Yeah.
Because like where I work, we get so much like takeout business, and like the amount of people not tipping, but they're clogging up the kitchen.
Right.
They're making food come out slower in the dining room. They're like, we're still working for you. Yeah. We're checking the boxes. We're bagging the things up, or we're running it out to you. It's like, what makes you think that we shouldn't get a couple bucks for that?
That's so true, because it's also affecting like for the people who are like, oh, like tip based on service, which is wrong.
Bullshit.
But okay, you want to play that game, then if you aren't tipping because you're getting takeout and you think that you don't need to, you're affecting the service, therefore the amount of tips that are happening in the dining room. So you should account for that by tipping. It's socialism, and people hate socialism.
People hate it. But I will say that people tip the way that they're going to tip kind of no matter what.
Yeah.
And you will like have like the most grateful people, and then she'll be like, thank you so much. And sometimes they leave you like a shitty tip. And it's like, what did you think the thank you was the tip? And sometimes the rudest people leave you 22%. So it really, you kind of can't always predict how the money is going to come, because I think it actually has nothing to do based on the service.
No, of course not.
You were always going to tip 0. You were always going to tip 10%.
Yeah.
Or you were always going to tip more than 20. Like, you're just like that kind of person.
Everyone is just programmed.
I will say I'm probably a person that will like, if it's like, let's say like a coffee or takeout, then like 20%. If it's like, if I'm dining in, I'll like round up a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it was really exceptional, then like, yeah, extra.
Yeah.
But the baseline should always be 20.
I agree. I am the same way. Like if the service blows me away, then you're getting like 30%, like versus 25, which is it's just like you just have to know when you're going out to eat, or you're gonna pay more because that's part of it, and it should be.
Also now, at least in LA, like kitchens take so many of the tips.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was such a shock coming to LA, like
wow,
and learning that everything is tip pool, which kind of sucks, and the kitchen takes a huge percentage of the tips.
Are you paid still like a server's wage, or are you paid like minimum wage? Or I mean, you don't have to get into
California
numbers, but you know what I'm asking.
Cannot legally do a tip credit in a way that other states and cities do. So like in Chicago, my tipped wage was like $9 an hour. And here my wage is $20 an hour, which is more than the minimum wage. So the place I work pays me a little bit more.
Nice.
But my averages out to about $40 an hour.
Wow.
Which is so much less than I made in Chicago.
Wow. On average. And you're splitting that with like the kitchen, the like
and
all
every other, yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, that's what I'm screaming about.
Well, that's actually kind of a great segue into our
Okay, we got a DM for a Cosmic Counsel. Will you read it to us, Brooke?
I sure will.
Thanks.
Okay. Here's my cue for the sisters. What are some tips for haggling? Auto shop, medical bills, services rendered that did not meet expectations, etc. Especially for someone who feels sparkly emoji shy, sparkly emoji around that sort of thing. Thank you, sisters. This is a really good question.
It's a great question. I would say you're kind of a scam and fraudster goddess.
Yeah. Thank you.
On the scam side, what do you suggest?
Yeah. See, because I'm also kind of shy around like outright haggling, like going to a market and being like, will you take 4? Like, I'll only do 6 or something. Like that shit scares the poop out of my pants. But I make up for it by just like being a Weasley little worm. Any time that I interact with any sort of corporation and pay for any kind of service, like for example, the recording software that we used to record our podcast last week did not meet my expectations for a lot of reasons, and I paid like a monthly subscription or whatever to access it, and I'm just gonna email them and be like, give me a refund. That was bad. I found out that basically anytime you call or email someone and ask for a refund and you're in a situation where you're just talking to like a person who works for this company, you will get it. You might have to ask twice. You might have to keep asking, especially if it's like a seedier company. You might have to really double down. But most of the time, you're going to get a refund.
Because it doesn't really mean anything to them. No. Like that $20, that $40.
It's nothing.
It doesn't affect their bottom line. And if they can keep you happy and maybe make you a repeat customer, then that's more worth it to them. Absolutely.
I'm also just like a real big fan of doing a Google and seeing what resources are out there. Because like sometimes you can get a month of a free subscription to something and just cancel it as soon as you sign up for it. And then you have and that's like not exactly what this question is, but like I do feel like that is where I'm scrappy and I get free resources wherever I can. Auto shops, for example, like that free or when I got a flat tire and the tire shop down the street just does free repairs. Like they just do it, and they have a sign that has all of the other free stuff that they do.
So nice.
You just have to like ask, like, hey, is there any way you can do this thing for me? And sometimes people will just do it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. But I'm also really interested in like what you have to say about this question, like more directly. I feel like you're good at being strong in a conversation where you can be like, this is not right. This is not just or fair.
Yeah, I think I have gotten to a place where I feel like I can advocate for myself in certain spaces. We're just kind of, I think you can't be afraid to take your time. Like,
yes,
with the auto shop, for example. Like, if you need a repair and you get a quote, do not get it fixed right away.
Yes.
Go straight to Google.
Yeah.
And Google the average about what that's going to cost. Because my AC went out at the beginning of the summer. And I went to kind of like a corporate, like, Pep Boys Jiffy situation. And they diagnosed the air conditioner and then quoted me a repair that was like $2,200. And I was like, what? No. So I drove away.
Yeah.
And then
that is the key.
Drive away.
I'm going to put a pin in it and come back to that.
And I called the auto place on my block
and
said, how much? And they quoted me like, maybe like $1,000. Just like crazy, less than half.
Yeah.
And then I Google it and it's within the average, maybe kind of on the lower side of what I could have expected to pay. So like if I didn't feel like this auto shop on my block was trying to rob me, then that made me feel comfortable. Yeah. Because it was like kind of in that range. And then I went, they changed my AC. I paid in cash, so I didn't have to like pay the fee, but I didn't have enough cash. And they're like, oh, we'll waive it for like the rest of it.
So nice.
They washed my car. They took off toe sticker residue that had been on there for like 2 years. And they just did it.
Incredible.
And I was just like, yeah, and I'm going to go back. And then they sent me a video. Like, hey, your brakes are not good. We can replace it for this much and give you a discount on your oil change because you need new oil. All this was true. And I still took my time with it. And I think, again, small local businesses are going to be more willing to negotiate with you or be a little bit flexible.
Yes.
Because that's been the case. So, like, when I decided I had enough money to replace my brakes and get my oil changed, then I texted the guy who sent me the video. I'm like, hey, can I bring my car? And he's like, yeah. And then he was like, remind me what we agreed. And I was like, this. Great.
Easy. That I have a few quick things to say based on your response that I think are important. I think A, I agreed with everything you said. B, just to double down, like that. I think that's the thing. When you are in like a corporate situation, don't be afraid to drive away or walk away. Like, and even if you don't have to, just knowing that you can do that, that is how the situation can end, puts like more power on your side. Joe recently sold his car and literally got so lowballed by the dealership and then just negotiated like $7,000 more. Was just like, I know what the car is worth, so I'm not going to accept that. And he was internally prepared to leave, like drive the car back that day and go sell it elsewhere, like if they didn't reach a certain number that he had determined. I think like with bigger things like that, it's really important to like do research and set a number. Yeah. If it's an unexpected expense, then like take your time and do some research and like figure out what you are willing to spend. And I want to talk about medical bills specifically because
I have no experience with that.
I don't really have experience with haggling medical bills, but I do have a lot of experience with getting like, so I've had various kinds of insurance over the years, and usually like you'll get billed after the fact, and about half of the time it's like more than I expect it to be. And I am in the habit of calling like the doctor or the clinic, whoever provided the services, and or my insurance company, and being like, why is this more? Like, don't pay it right away. Simply make some phone calls. I think if you're looking at a bill that you get in the mail, you do not have to pay that right away. Make some calls, call some people. And I had like a truly $7 bill from Quest Lab that I wasn't supposed to get charged for some routine blood work that I had done, that I made sure in advance I wouldn't be charged for, and then like got a bill. And I spent like a year and a half just like occasionally making a call being like, I'm not paying this. And it was more the principle of the matter, but eventually I just stopped getting that bill. It's not on my, like, it didn't go to collections. It just went away. Because truthfully, usually if you're willing to just, like, have a few, granted, really annoying conversations on the phone.
You have to be prepared for some really frustrating, like, admin.
You need to make sure that you are fed and hydrated going into these calls. And you need to be ready to ask to speak to a supervisor and put on your little Karen haircut. Because
your
when you're
John and Kate plus 8 hair.
Exactly. And not when you're talking to the nice neighborhood auto shop, but when you're talking to, like, these giant institutions that do not care about us, do not care about the employee that is being paid to talk to you and, like, gatekeep you from what should be happening. And I also will say there are some financial resources for medical bills. Like, I don't know exactly how to access them. And frankly, we live in a dystopian underworld, so I don't even know how accessible those things are. But, like, if you are truly like, wow, this is a bill that is crazy and I can't get my, like, ask your insurance company, ask the clinic, like, whoever is billing you, like, hey, I can't pay
and go
this.
on Reddit and the internet. Like, people know this stuff. There are hackers for every facet of all of these things.
Yes.
If it's medical, go on Reddit.
Go to the internet.
People, go to the internet kind of always.
Period. That's kind of our advice, I think.
If you don't know anything, go to the internet and put on your critical thinking wig.
Yes. And take the Karen wig off, put the critical thinking wig on, and go to the internet.
Yeah. The critical thinking wig, what do you think it looks like?
I know exactly what it looks like.
What does it look like?
It's brown. It's your color hair. It's middle parted. And it's kind of thick, but it's straight, but then it has a little flip right above the shoulder.
But it's like a bob.
It's a
like,
bob.
It's like a lob.
Yes. Yeah. And it kind of comes in, and then it goes flip.
It's like Reese Witherspoon's Sweet Home Alabama hair, but brown.
Exactly.
And that's your critical thinking wig.
Exactly. And there's one gold barrette holding back the left side just ever so slightly.
Yeah, because you need your lobe free. To think.
Exactly.
Because you can't trust you got,
like, the sexy vampire says, do you believe everything you read?
No. Because we're millennials that were raised by Gen X/boomers who said don't believe everything you read on the internet. So we took that to heart, grew up with critical thinking skills, and now our parents believe everything they say on Facebook.
Yeah. Kind of funny how that works, huh?
And now the internet is so inundated with fake news and AI.
Yeah.
That we just can't tell.
Don't know. You don't know.
But you should still Google it with your wig on.
Yeah. Reddit's good. Reddit has some good stuff with the wig.
Yeah. And haggling in a marketplace, I have some experience with that.
Yes.
And I think you kind of always, I have a lot of experience haggling in El Salvador in, like, a market. And I know that I'm instantly clockable as a U.S. person. So I think there, in that kind of environment, expect them to be just, like, asking for a lot. And then it's just, like, a fun counter, you know? If it's, like, I think sometimes you can act like, oh, my gosh, no, that's too much. And then be prepared to walk away. Again, especially if, like, you have options, like, you're looking for a beach towel and, like, they're giving you a number, you're just like, that doesn't feel right. And then be like, okay, how about this? You know, like, they will try to make the sale.
Yeah.
And give themselves a little wiggle room. And what I will also say is that if you're an American in that sort of situation, like, you can haggle a little bit, but, like, these are people who have no money.
Yeah.
Just, like, spend a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, an extra, like, $3 to $5 for us literally can buy us nothing.
Yeah.
You can't buy a single thing for $3 to $5 in the United States. In El Salvador, you can.
Yeah. That's huge.
And they're getting, like, rocked by, like, like, they use the US dollar, and they're getting rocked by inflation, and, like, food prices and stuff kind of, like, are just as expensive in some cases as they are here, but the income is so much lower.
Yeah.
So, like, just pay, like, if you're in that kind of haggling situation,
yes,
just, like, pony up a little bit.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I think we covered it.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta go to work.
You sure do.
All right.
Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Bye, Star Babies.